Level 1. The Fesher. The headset smells like someone else's sweat. You put it on anyway. You're sitting in a plastic chair on the fourth floor of a building in Gurugram that has no sign on the front door. There are 47 other people in this room. The AC unit rattles like it's dying. The fluorescent lights hum at a pitch that will live inside your skull for the next 14 months. You're 22. You have a commerce degree from a college nobody outside your district has heard of. You owe your uncle 85,000 rupees for tuition he fronted. Your mother calls you every third day asking when you'll send money home to Lucknow. You applied to 11 legitimate BPO companies. 2 called you back. Neither hired you. Then Ravi from your hostel told you about this place. It's customer service, he said. Tech support. Americans call in, you fix their problems. Easy money. That was a lie. Your shift supervisor, a 26-year-old guy in a fake Tommy Hilfiger polo, drops a laminated script on your desk at 7:45 p.m. The script says you are Kevin Mitchell from Microsoft Windows Security Division. Your job is to call people in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Florida and tell them their computer has been compromised by foreign hackers. Their computer has not been compromised. You will tell them to open Event Viewer. You will point at the yellow warning logs that exist on every single Windows computer on Earth. You will tell them these are infections. You will sound urgent. You will sound helpful. You will connect them to a senior technician, the guy 2 desks over, who will charge their credit card $399 for doing absolutely nothing. Your hands shake the first time you dial. An elderly woman in Columbus picks up. She sounds like someone's grandmother. She sounds like your grandmother. You read the script. She believes you. Your cut is 4,500 rupees for the night, about $54. You tell yourself you'll do this for 3 months, just enough to pay back your uncle, just enough to get clean. That was 8 months ago. You're still here. Level 2, the closer. You don't use the laminated script anymore. You burned past it in week 6. Now you improvise. You've learned that fear is a currency, and you've gotten very good at spending it. You know that if you say, ma'am, your banking credentials may already be in the hands of criminals, there's a 40% chance she gives you remote access to her computer within 90 seconds. If you add, we're seeing unauthorized transactions being attempted right now, that number jumps to 65. You've developed a specialty, gift cards. You don't go for credit card charges anymore. Those get flagged, reversed, clawed back. Instead, you walk your targets to Walgreens, CVS, Target, and have them buy Google Play cards, Apple gift cards, Steam wallet codes. You stay on the phone with them during the entire drive. You talk to them like a friend. You talk to them like a doctor delivering bad news gently. Last Tuesday, you kept a 73-year-old retired postal worker from Dayton, Ohio on the phone for 4 hours and 11 minutes. He drove to 3 different stores. He bought $8,200 in gift cards. He read you every single redemption code while his hands trembled. He thanked you before he hung up. You clear 95,000 rupees a month. That's roughly $1,140. In Gurugram, you eat at restaurants. You bought a second phone. You send 20,000 rupees home every month. And your mother has stopped asking questions. The floor has a leaderboard. Literal whiteboard with names and numbers. You're 4th. The top 3 guys have been here over 2 years. They don't flinch anymore. You still flinch, but only internally and only sometimes, and those times are getting further apart. Your name on the board isn't your real name. It's Kevin. Nobody here uses real names. Level 3, the floor captain. You stop making calls entirely. 6 months after hitting the top of the leaderboard, Vikram, the operations guy, pulls you off the phones and puts you in charge of 12 freshers. Your job, make them produce. You get a private desk near the window. You get a percentage of everything your team closes. If your unit pulls 15 rupees lakh in a month, roughly $18,000, you take home 2 rupees and 80 paise lakh. That's about $3,370. More than your father made in a year working for the railways. But the real job isn't motivation, it's management. 3 of your freshers can't handle it. One kid from Bihar cries in the bathroom after his second call. A girl from Pune freezes every time a target gets suspicious. Another guy keeps breaking character and apologizing mid-scam. You fire the crier. You move the girl to reloading, calling back previous victims, pretending to be a refund department, extracting even more money. She's better at that. Less guilt when the target is already a proven mark. The apologizer, you sit next to him for 2 full shifts and coach his delivery until his voice stops shaking. You learn that managing scammers is not different from managing any sales floor. It's about pressure, repetition, and removing the people who can't adapt. The thing nobody tells you, you start sleeping worse. Not because of guilt exactly, because of volume. You now hear dozens of calls per night, dozens of voices, confused retirees, panicked small business owners, widows who think the IRS is about to arrest them. At scale, it stops being individual cruelty. It becomes machinery. And you are a gear. At 2:40 a.m. on a Wednesday, you watch one of your guys convince an 81-year-old woman in Tampa to wire $14,000 through Zelle. She had to call her bank to raise her transfer limit. She did it. Your guy high-fives the desk next to him. You don't react. You just update the whiteboard. Level 4, the script writer. Vikram promotes you again. Different building now. Better AC. Actual office chairs. Your job is to write the playbooks. Every word a fresher reads off that laminated card. You wrote it. Every rebuttal to every objection a target raises. You engineered it. I need to check with my son first. You have a script for that. This sounds like a scam. You have a script for that too. I'm going to call Microsoft directly. You have a 3-step redirect that works 38% of the time. You study real Microsoft support transcripts. You study IRS phone trees. You listen to actual Apple support calls and mimic the pacing, the empathy cues, the strategic pauses. You A/B test your scripts across 3 different call floors and track conversion rates in a shared Google Sheet. You are, functionally, a behavioral engineer. You design systems that exploit trust, fear, loneliness, and technological illiteracy at industrial scale. Your salary is fixed now. 4 rupees and 50 paise lakh per month, roughly $5,400, plus bonuses. You rent a 2-bedroom apartment in Sector 56. You buy clothes from Zara. You go to a gym with a sauna. You tell your family you work in international client services, which is technically not untrue, if you strip away every piece of context. One night, you're refining a script for a new vertical, the bank fraud alert scam, and you realize you've stopped thinking of the targets as people, their conversion metrics, close rates, average ticket values. You haven't heard a single victim's voice in 4 months. And the distance has made you efficient in a way that should concern you. It doesn't. Level 5, the operations manager. You now run 3 floors across 2 buildings. 87 agents report up through your floor captains. You manage shift schedules, burner phone procurement, VPN routing, VoIP number spoofing, and the constant churn of new hires who wash out within their first week. The technical infrastructure alone would impress a legitimate startup. You use rotating caller IDs that display local American numbers. You route calls through servers in Ireland and Canada to mask origin points. Your IT guy, a dropout from IIT Bombay, who couldn't pass his 4th semester but can configure a SIP trunk blindfolded, keeps the whole thing running for 3 rupees lakh a month, and free meals. You handle crises. When a target calls back and reaches one of your agents who accidentally breaks character, you listen to the recording at 11 p.m. and spend the next hour retraining the entire floor on call containment. When a fresher gets doxxed by an American YouTuber who records scam calls and posts them online, 2.3 million views, your guy's face blurred but his voice clearly identifiable. You shut that number bank down within 40 minutes, relocate 7 agents, and have new VoIP lines operational by the next shift. You're pulling in 8 rupees lakh a month, about $9,600. You drive an i20 that you paid for in cash. You're 25 years old. But the paranoia starts here. Cybercrime cells in Noida and Delhi have been raiding operations like yours. Last month, a center in Thane got hit. 43 arrests, front page news for one day, forgotten by the next. You start keeping 2 phones. You never discuss operations on anything except Signal, with disappearing messages. You memorize your floor captain's real names and their fake names and keep both sets in your head, because writing them down is evidence. You sleep 4 hours a night. You check the locks on your apartment door 3 times before bed. Level 6, the money handler. The calls are just the front end. The real operation is financial. You get pulled into the money side when Vikram introduces you to a man named Suresh who doesn't give you his last name. Suresh handles liquidation, converting stolen gift card codes, wire transfers, and cryptocurrencies into clean rupees. The pipeline works like this. Gift card codes get sold in bulk to resellers in China and Nigeria at 60 cents on the dollar. Wire transfers route through shell companies in Dubai and Singapore. Crypto gets tumbled through mixers and lands in wallets controlled by people you will never meet. Your job is to manage the domestic side. You oversee a network of 17 money mules, mostly college students and unemployed men who let money pass through their bank accounts for a 5% cut. When accounts get frozen by banks, and they do, you burn them and open new ones. You have a guy in Carroll Bog who sells KYC verified SIM cards and bank accounts in other people's names for 8,000 rupees a set. You move 1 rupee and 20 paise crore a month, roughly $145,000. Your personal take is around 18 rupees lakh monthly, about $21,600. You're 27. You buy property, a flat in Dwarka under a cousin's name, a plot of land in Lucknow under your mother's. You buy gold, physical gold, because gold doesn't leave a digital trail. But you've also become a target, not from the police, from other operations. There's a crew in Kolkata that's been trying to poach your mule network. There's a rumor that one of your floor captains is feeding information to a competing center in Jaipur. Trust becomes a luxury you can no longer afford. You start recording every conversation. You install cameras in the office that nobody knows about. You keep a ledger in a locked drawer written in a personal shorthand that only you can read, documenting every transaction, not for accounting, but for leverage. If anyone above you ever tries to cut you loose, that ledger is your insurance. You never go to the same restaurant twice in 1 week. You vary your route home every night. You haven't spoken to your mother in 6 weeks. When she calls, you don't know what to say. The distance between who she thinks you are and who you actually are has become uncrossable. Level 7, the center owner, Vikram gets arrested on a Tuesday morning at 6:15 a.m. CBI, not local police. Someone talked. You get a phone call from one of Vikram's drivers 11 minutes after it happens. You have the Carroll Bog guy wipe 2 phones and a laptop before noon. You don't go to the office for 9 days. When you come back, you don't come back as an employee, you come back as the owner. You use 45 rupees lakh of your savings to lease a new building in Noida Sector 63, 4th floor of a commercial complex wedged between a real IT staffing company and a dentist's office. You soundproof the walls. You install biometric locks. You hire 60 agents across 2 shifts. You run 3 simultaneous scam verticals: tech support, IRS impersonation, and the newest one, crypto investment fraud, where you build fake trading platforms that show fabricated returns until the target deposits enough to make the rug pull worthwhile. Your monthly revenue across all verticals, 2 rupees and 80 paise crore, roughly $337,000. Your personal net after expenses, payroll, bribes, and laundering fees, around 52 rupees lakh per month. That's $62,000. Bribes, yes. You pay a local SHO 2 rupees and 50 paise lakh every month to keep his district's cyber cell away from your building. You pay a second, smaller amount to a municipal inspector who ensures your electricity and internet connections never face unexpected outages. You pay a third amount to a man you've never met whose job, apparently, is making sure your name doesn't appear on certain lists. You are 29 years old, and you have more money than you can safely spend. But here's what nobody outside this world understands. You are not free. You are the most trapped person in the entire operation. Your agents can quit and disappear. Your mules can get burned and walk away. You cannot. You have assets. You have infrastructure. You have a network of people who know what you do and where you do it. If the CBI comes, you don't get a slap and a fine. You get PMLA charges, proceeds of crime, asset seizure, 7 to 10 years. You hire a lawyer preemptively. You keep a bag packed near your front door. Passport, 5 rupees lakh in cash, 2 clean phones, a hard drive with encrypted files. You call it your go bag. You check it every Sunday. You haven't laughed in a way that felt real in over a year. Level 8, the network boss. You don't run 1 center anymore, you run 4. 2 in Noida, 1 in Gurugram, 1 in Ahmedabad. You have an operations manager for each. You visit them rarely. You communicate through intermediaries. Most of your agents have never seen your face. Your network employs, directly or indirectly, over 300 people. You are responsible for roughly $1.4 million in monthly fraud revenue. Your personal income has become difficult to calculate because it flows through so many channels: real estate, gold, crypto wallets, a legitimate restaurant in Connaught Place that serves as your primary laundering vehicle, and a textile import business registered in your brother-in-law's name that has never imported a single bolt of fabric. You've become obsessed with control. You track your operations manager's movements through GPS apps installed on phones you gave them as gifts. You rotate floor captains between centers every 3 months so none of them build enough local loyalty to challenge you. You keep digital recordings of every significant conversation stored on encrypted drives in 3 different physical locations. The FBI's IC3 division has opened a file. You don't know this yet, but a coordinated investigation between American federal agents and India's CBI has been building a case for 11 months. They have wire intercepts. They have cooperating witnesses. 2 of your former mules who got picked up on unrelated charges and traded information for leniency. What you do know, something feels wrong. One of your Gurugram managers has been asking too many questions about the financial pipeline. A floor captain in Ahmedabad missed 2 check-ins last week. Small things, but you've been doing this long enough to know that collapse doesn't announce itself with a siren. It starts with silence. Missed calls, unanswered texts, people who won't look you in the eye. You're 31. You own property worth 8 rupees crore. You have a wife who married you believing you were an IT consultant. You have a 9-month-old daughter who sleeps in a crib that costs more than your father made in 6 months. You sit in your Connaught Place restaurant at 11:30 p.m. on a Thursday, alone eating butter chicken you don't taste, and you think about what happens next. Not if, when. Everyone in this business has an expiration date. You've seen Vikram go down. You've seen 3 competitors raided in the last 18 months. The math is simple and brutal. The longer you operate, the closer the probability moves to 1. You could stop. You have enough money to stop, but you won't. Because stopping means trusting that no one in your network talks. Stopping means hoping that every mule, every floor captain, every operations manager, every corrupt cop you've ever paid, that all of them stay quiet forever. And you know people. You built a career on knowing how people break. Everyone breaks. So you keep going because movement feels safer than stillness, even though it's not. You keep building, keep expanding, keep running the machine, not because you want to, but because the machine won't let you off. At 3:14 a.m., you're still awake, staring at your daughter's crib through the bedroom doorway. Your phone buzzes. Signal notification. One of your Noida managers, 2 guys asking about the building, looked official. You pick up your go bag. You don't kiss your daughter goodbye. Level 9. The end/the beginning. 6 weeks later, you're in a rented flat in Kathmandu. You cross the border at Sonoli with a fake Aadhaar and 12 rupees lakh in a backpack. Your wife thinks you're on a business trip in Bangalore. Your lawyer has stopped answering calls. The Noida centers got raided 3 days after you left. 51 arrests. Your name is in the FIR. Your Connaught Place restaurant has been sealed. Your Dwarka flat is under PMLA attachment proceedings. Your mother's land in Lucknow, the thing you bought to make her proud, is on the seizure list. You sit in a $22 a night hotel room and read about yourself on NDTV. They don't use your real photo. They use a blurred CCTV still from a building you barely remember entering. The headline calls you a mastermind. The word feels absurd. You don't feel like a mastermind. You feel like a 22-year-old kid from Lucknow who put on a sweaty headset and read a script and never found the exit. Your phone has 3 contacts left. 2 don't answer. The third, a fixer in Dubai, says he can get you a passport and passage to Cambodia for $40,000. You have $38,000 in a crypto wallet and 9 rupees lakh in cash under the mattress. You send the money, you wait. The room has a window that faces a brick wall. You stare at it for hours. You think about the 73-year-old man from Dayton who drove to 3 Walgreens and thanked you. You think about him more than you expected to. You think about him every single day now. The golden cage didn't even have the decency to be golden. It was always just a cage. And 3,000 miles away, on the 4th floor of a building in Gurugram with no sign on the front door, a 22-year-old kid with a commerce degree and 85,000 rupees in debt sits down in a plastic chair. The headset smells like someone else's sweat. He puts it on anyway. The script says his name is Kevin Mitchell from Microsoft Windows Security Division. His hands are shaking. He dials.